It's strange, the sounds you notice when you live alone, the hum of the refrigerator, the occasional groan of old wood, the way a house seems to breathe at night. But sometimes the sounds don't belong. My name's Aaron. I moved into a small one-bedroom apartment last winter. Nothing special, just an old building downtown. Creaky floors and thin walls. I thought it would be perfect, but for my very first night there, I started hearing them. Footsteps. The first time, I brushed it off. It was late, around 2 a.m., and I was half asleep on the couch. I heard the soft creak of the floorboards just outside my door. I figured it was a neighbor. The walls were thin enough that every sound traveled. But when I got up and looked through the peephole, the hallway was empty. I shook it off, went back to bed, but then it happened again the next night, and the night after that. Always the same. Footsteps. Slow, careful, as if whoever, or whatever it was, didn't want to be heard. One night, the sound came from inside my apartment. I was lying in bed, drifting off, when I heard it, faint but unmistakable. The creak of the floorboards by the living room. I sat up, heart pounding, straining my ears, getting closer. I grabbed the nearest thing I had, a lamp, and crept out of my room. The apartment was dark, moonlight spilling through the blinds. No one was there. The door was still locked, windows shut, but the footsteps didn't stop. They circled me, invisible. I stood frozen, every hair on my body standing on end. And then, just as suddenly as they started, they stopped. After that, it got worse. Sometimes I'd be in the shower and hear them right outside the curtain. Other times, I'd be eating dinner and hear them pacing back and forth in the kitchen. I tried recording it once. I set my phone on the table overnight and left it running. When I listened the next morning, my blood went cold. Hours of silence then, at exactly 3:13 a.m. Footsteps, slow, measured, circling the microphone. And then a voice, whispering, my name. I couldn't take it anymore. I called my landlord, demanded answers. At first he brushed me off, but when I mentioned the footsteps, he went quiet. Finally he said, you live in 3B, right? That unit's had problems before. People don't usually stay long. When I pressed him, he hung up. That night, I barricaded my door, left every light on. Around 3 a.m., the air grew heavy. The sound came from inside my bedroom. I stared at the floor wide-eyed as the footsteps circled my bed. My breath caught in my throat, and then the mattress dipped, like someone had just sat down beside me. I don't remember much after that. I must have blacked out from fear, because when I opened my eyes, the sun was shining through the blinds, but on the floor, next to my bed, were footprints, leading from the door to my mattress and stopping right where I'd felt the dip. I moved out that day. But sometimes, even in my new place, I hear it again, late at night, when everything is still. Step, 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 closer and closer.